Hello and welcome to the backyard and also the garden. I have been out here for the last few hours working in the garden, trying to get it ready to plant in a few weeks, and I did not get all of it done, but that's okay. Let me show you what I did. I am trying to get the ground flattened back out. It's a little uneven, so that was part of the goal today. The other part was to get the landscape fabric put down under the pavers and to get the weeds pulled in the rest of the area. So I do have some landscape fabric put down in this half. I got the weeds pulled from around here, and I also planted some potatoes. There are potatoes in this grow bag. This is planted in a mix that's about half potting soil, half compost from my compost bin. I got all of the, I got all the weeds pulled pretty much from around here. This is where the green beans are going this year, the bush beans. This whole area is going to be bush beans. And I also rehomed some of these strawberries. They had, they send out runners, and they had sent out runners pretty much all the way over to like here. They were massive. So I dug a bunch of them up and kind of attempted to replant them so they're in a more refined area or confined area. I got all the weeds pulled from here, landscape fabric put down. This is starting to look nice. This is all landscape fabric down through here. This is the center part of this arch, so landscape fabric. Anywhere you see dirt in here is going to end up being cardboard with some fertilizer and maybe some compost thrown down underneath. So it'll pretty much just look like this. The struggle this year is the mulch situation. I am not sure when or how I'm going to be able to get mulch. I keep dwelling on it. Honestly, I may end up just running to Lowe's and grabbing some. But I don't know. So right now I'm planning on just leaving the fabric and the cardboard the way it is. Everything's held down with landscape staples, so it's not going anywhere. It's just not going to look as nice, which, you know, I like things to look nice. So it's stressing me out a little bit. I have not touched this half of the garden yet. We need to move these panels. We have not done that yet. We don't really need to do, we have plenty of time before we have to do it. The tomatoes are not gonna come out until at least the first weekend of May, maybe the second weekend of May. So I'm not super concerned about that getting done. That's pretty much what I've been doing this afternoon, or this, I don't know. Yeah, it was noon when I came out. This afternoon, I don't know. The radishes and the carrots and the lettuce and all that is doing really well. And I just planted my potatoes finally. I probably could have planted them like last week, but I just didn't. Let me go show you what's going on in the greenhouse, because there is a lot of stuff going on in this greenhouse right now. So here are the tomatoes. These are all tomato plants. Some of them are getting pretty big. Some of them are almost a foot tall at this point. We've had a few nights lately that have been like near or at freezing, and they've been in the greenhouse. They look pretty good. Now, I have had the heat mats turned on pretty much every night for the last 2 or 3 nights, and I have noticed that a few of the plants are a little bit, I found a branch that was kind of wilted and shriveled up, so I just pulled it off of a Cherokee purple plant. It was just one of the little, it's like side shoot branches. It won't affect the growth of the plant at all. Yeah, things have been fine in here. I got down to 40 in here last night. Right now it's 87 degrees. It's perfect in here. It's only about 55 out, but it's pretty sunny. So this thing holds heat really well. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I do have some seeds in here that are not doing anything yet. They've been in here for a few days. So I actually ordered some more heat mats to have out here in the greenhouse. This week it's going to dip below freezing for a couple nights, and that makes me super nervous. So I ordered 2 more heat mats, and I also ordered a new thermometer to put out there. The one I have is fine. It works fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But I find myself going out to the greenhouse to check the temperature 5 or 6 times a day. And when it's cool out, I don't want to open it up because it lets the cold air in. But I need to check and see how warm it is. So the thermometer I bought is Bluetooth. So it has an app, and I can just quickly get on my phone and see what the temperature is in the greenhouse. It also has, you can set up alerts to alert you if it gets below or above a certain temperature. So I'll probably set it to alert me if it gets above 100. The other day I came out and it was 115 in the greenhouse, and the tomatoes were starting to wilt. All of them, all of the tomatoes were starting to wilt. All 50 plus tomatoes out there. So I panicked, obviously, and I pulled them all out of the greenhouse and I sat them back there underneath the garage overhang where it was shady. And I opened it up as much as I could to get the heat out before I put them back in. And so I finally put them back in the greenhouse. Once it dipped below, I think like 95, I put them back. And then I realized it was going to storm that night with like 60-mile-an-hour straight line winds. So I panicked again and moved everything out of the greenhouse, all the herbs, the tomatoes, the seed tray, everything into the garage for the night, because I decided that if the greenhouse decided it did not want to be a greenhouse any longer and it disassembled itself in the wind, that I did not want to lose all of my plants, because I have sold some plants, some tomatoes. I still have all of the tomatoes. I have posted one time on Facebook. I've sold a few. I think I've sold probably 10 plants so far, and I'm going to just accept payment through PayPal and Venmo, and do porch drop-offs or porch pickups for those at the end of the month or the beginning of next month. Whenever I feel ready to plant is when I will say they're ready, and deliver them or let them get picked up. I'm also going to be making sure they're nice and hardened off, ready to go in the ground, so they can literally take them home, put them in the ground that day, and they will be a-okay. I have a whole bunch of herbs started. My little 6 packs of herbs I was working on to sell are, I don't know. Most of the stuff has come up. The parsley has not come up, and the chives have not come up. I knew that chives could be a problem. I heard that they're a little finicky, and I heard that after I bought the seeds for them, so I tried them anyway. I don't know what's up with the parsley. None of the parsley has come up. I don't know why. So I am actually probably going to plant some dill and maybe replace one of those 2 with dill in all of those. And I'm also just going to sell individual herb starts by themselves as well, because I don't know, maybe you don't want all 6, you just want like 1 basil or a basil and an oregano or whatever. So That's what's happening. A lot. There's a lot happening right now. This is the busy time of year, and I love it. I am super excited to get this cattle panel moved. The cattle panels, there's 2 of them, for the tomatoes. I'm super excited to see how that's going to turn out, and honestly, I wish we could just fast forward through all of this waiting to planting time and growing time, because honestly, my favorite time of year is like beginning of July, like 4th of July time, because the garden is beautiful. And I hate to wish away time, but that's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling. And I'm sure lots of people feel the same way right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go inside and take a shower, because even though it's only like 55, 60 degrees out, I got sweaty. It's a lot of hard work. I will say though, if you don't have one of these, a Hori Hori, you need to get one. This is the best garden tool I've ever used in my whole life. Katie got this for me for Christmas. I'm afraid I'm gonna like stab myself with it, but it is amazing. I've talked about it before, but I dug up all those weeds with that Hori Hori knife, and I had no issues whatsoever, and I am in love. Yeah, that's about it from out here. I hope everyone is enjoying spring so far, and that's about it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.